If you are a woman living her best hot mess express life while simultaneously crushing it, and you're craving more clarity, purpose, and excellence, get ready because you're in the right spot. I am your host, Chelsea DeBruin-Colbert, and I want to welcome you to Season 2 of All Things Excellence, the podcast, where I'll be bringing you all the inspiration and insights your excellence-seeking heart desires. This season, I'm stepping back into chasing big, bold, and absolutely terrifying goals, sharing every honest step and misstep along the way. We're continuing our beloved Unscripted series, featuring live clarity coaching sessions with guests just like you, and diving deep into raw behind-the-scenes stories of powerhouse women founders I am wildly obsessed with, whose journeys will fuel your own. So grab your coffee, settle in, and get ready to discover just how close you are to the life your soul is calling you to create. This is All Things Excellence. Hey, All Things Excellence fam. Welcome to Enneagram in the Holidays. And today I have one of my favorite Enneagram Fours in the whole universe, Annie Joy.
Hi, guys.
She has been here with us before, and she is back. We have way too much fun. We both have the most packed schedule ever today, and I was like, okay, we're going to jump on, we're going to hit record right away. We did not do that.
Nope, never.
Well, we already went to the deepest depths of the ocean together. Enneagram Fours, they are our individualists. They love being unique. They experience emotions like nobody else experiences emotions. I always joke that y'all experience emotions like tossing a whole bag of Skittles in your mouth at once. You taste all the flavors of the rainbow. You feel all the emotions of the rainbow, right?
Yes, ma'am. It is. It's a lot. It's a lot up in here.
Once, all the time. They say that Enneagram 4s and Enneagram 8s are the most misunderstood.
I could concur with that.
I think that's why we have so much fun together.
Yeah.
Because we know that we're so quickly accepted by each other.
Yeah. But we know that's not always the case in our life.
Yes. They're also the most intense. Like 4s are the most emotionally intense.
Yes.
8s are the most just intense. And so I think it's like when you get to find the friend that your intensity is not too much for them.
Yes, it is so nice. I do feel very seen by you, and it is delightful. So thank you.
I know.
The best.
Thank you. I'm always very seen by you. Y'all, Annie is one of my biggest raving fans at life and like what I do. And so I'm always so grateful for you. You're so good at, sending people my way and raving about it. And
yes, ma'am.
Appreciate you.
You're a hype girl. Yep.
You are my hype girl. I think that hype, like girls, like true girls, hype girls are really hard to find because I think most people are so consumed with like their own level of insecurity. They're just so focused on themselves that they can't, it's not like they're choosing to not think of other people. Like they don't even have space in their brain.
Totally. Yes. I love hyping people all the live long day. Yeah.
You are the ultimate hype girl. I
sure.
totally believe that. So, all right. So holidays, you have 2 kids.
I do.
Yes. How do y'all decorate? Like what is this like? What do y'all decorate for the holidays?
We do. I don't have a ton.
Yeah.
I kind of thought I'd be the mom who would like go crazy on Christmas and I don't know how much of this is my Enneagram and how much of this is being a single mom, but I have really it's not even out yet. What are we, December 8th, and I have not put anything out. I only have my kids 1 week of December this year, and so I've kind of been like not that worried about it, but I'm gonna have my kids get stuff out today and put it up today.
Because you have the kids back today. Maybe that is actually part of your Enneagram 4.
Okay.
Because if you think about this, so the idea as a mom, as an Enneagram 4, that you really only have your kids 1 week during December, maybe there's part of your emotions like you're avoiding it. Like you don't even want to put all the nostalgia out to entertain all the feelings. You maybe just want to treat it like it's another month.
Sure, because it's just the way it worked out with their schedule. And then because come January, then I have 3 of the 4 weeks, and that's just,
it's just how it's sorted out. Y'all are good at flipping the kids back and forth.
Yeah, it's flexible, but that's just kind of the way it shook out with Christmas break and So yeah, I haven't really been like, oh yeah, I want to put all the Christmas tree up and whatever, and
Yeah. What do you normally do? Do you know what you like? Are you normally like a Halloween or Thanksgivinger kind of decorator or just whatever happens?
Here's the thing, I'm just not a great decorator in general. Like I'm just
Mm,
not good at that. That's not my strength.
okay.
I'm not very. I think everyone's creative, but not everyone's artistic, right? So like,
Dude, okay, so you want to know why I love this? Because people think because they're creative, they're Enneagram fours, or because they're not creative, they can't be Enneagram fours. I'm like, no,
no, creativity comes in all forms.
thank you.
Mine doesn't happen to come in decor. I'm not good at that. Like I have a sister who she's amazing and she like went to interior design school. Like she's an artist. She does oil paintings. I mean, she's a phenomenal artist.
But she's not an Enneagram four.
No, she is
No,
not. Not as far as
thank
I
you.
know.
This is like a big misconception about Enneagram fours. They'll be like, "Well, I'm not
Yes.
creative." I'm like,
Everybody's creative. God made us to create, right? We are creatures of creation. It just comes differently. My creativity comes in words way more than it does in aesthetics of any kind, you
in
know?
events, you create energetic environments.
Yes, or like experiences. I love creating experience. I can make
Hmm.
anything fun, you
That's what I
know?
mean. Like you can like energetically hype up any
Yeah.
environment.
Yeah. And that's creativity, right? Like
Yeah.
that's me using my
Yep.
creativity. But
Yeah.
yeah, me and decorations. In fact, my
Yeah.
son, who's autistic, one year, probably like 5 years ago, was like, he was not very verbal yet. And he was like trying to convey to me that he wanted more decorations for Halloween, And it took a long time to get out. And then we finally understood each other. And I was like, okay, buddy. Like, so I took him to this dollar store and let him pick out all the skulls and crap he wanted to get. And we put it all over his room. And we still have them, like the stupid Dollar
Oh
Tree stuff.
my
But
God.
I was like, oh, it's important to them. They like this. Okay, so I'll buy some more, anyway. And
Yeah.
and they're older, so they can actually help with putting things out, and it's fun for them.
Do you
So
feel, because I also think, not in the way of a one Enneagram, not in the way of an Enneagram one, who an Enneagram one can be very self-critical because they're trying to be perfect. Do you feel, so fours are born feeling like they have this thing, this like missing part. They're envious of how other people are so comfortable in their skin. It's like, I wish I was as good as that, but not in like a, I'm trying to be perfect way, but just like, well, do you ever feel this? It's like, well, I can't even get close to decorating as well as everybody else. So I'm like, not even going to decorate at all.
it could be that. Like I
Yeah.
mean,
Or
there's
have you
also
ever
just
had that? I mean,
a
I know
little bit of
you've done so much work too. Like
sure, but I think it's
maybe like
also
20 years ago, you.
oh, right, sure. I
Yeah.
mean, there might be some of that. I think maybe that might apply to other things in my life too. Of like, if I can't do it super great, then let's just not even try. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Because
I don't
there
know.
is a comparison part to Enneagram 4s, right? Like the envy. And then getting to realize like nobody is better at being you than you.
100%. And it's funny because I have done a lot of work to like love myself and be good with myself, but I
Yeah.
still find myself and I'll see these things in other people and it's not, I've done enough work to not have it be like, well, that means I suck, but I
Yeah.
just see these things and I'm like, oh, I just like that about them. So I actually just told a friend this recently and I want to do an episode about it on my show about like how shifting the energy from envious to admiring. Like I admire that ability in you, you know?
Ooh,
Like I was
because
just
that's
telling you
okay.
earlier before we recorded, I was
That
like,
is
I admire your talents and I want to borrow your talents.
shift from envy to admiration.
Admiration. Yeah.
Because I wonder, okay, so in Enneagram we always talk about increasing your health. So Enneagram 8's our like deadly sin is lust for intensity. Like we want to rip off the mask, we want to stir the pot. We're like definitely the pot stirrers of the family
Yes,
because we're
you
like,
are.
I know, dang it. Oh my gosh. It's so
Yeah.
hard. And it's like you have to move from like wanting to do it in a destructive way to wanting to do it with the right timing in the right place
Or
with the right words. You want to do it with like an intentional way instead of right. And so when I see you saying like moving from envy to admiration, I love that because it's really like moving up the health scale and like what is the deadliest sin into like the most potent gift
yeah.
from envy to admiration.
Isn't that fun? So I've been saying that the past couple weeks, like, I'll start to say, like, "Oh, I wish I'm like, nope, I admire that you're so good at that," you know?
Mm,
I just had 2, like, my best single girlfriends here this weekend, and it was funny, we were doing something, and I was like, "Oh," and I stopped, like, before I even said the words out loud, I was like, "I admire that ability
mm,
in you. I
mhm.
love that. I wanna learn from you how to be more like that."
Okay, I just love the verbiage. I'm like, okay, I'm obsessed now because I have to figure this out for every single Enneagram type.
Oh, like, how to go from whatever it is
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
higher.
You've like lit me on fire about this.
You're gonna find it, I know.
Yep. You know, I'm like not gonna stop now.
You ain't gonna stop till she finds it.
Yes. So there is like a little thing going on where we all know that I'm the booster president. And there was like a thing. I'm like, I'm trying to not be lust for intensity girl, too much girl with what is technically my husband's boss, but he's also just like the athletic director where I'm like a booster girl, but also in a whole different type of role. He's like my husband's boss. So
There's some different,
Chelsea, the
yeah.
booster president, wants to go to Chinatown, but then like she also has to remember like this is your husband's boss in like
Yeah,
another.
you're also the coach's wife and
And the coach's wife.
yeah,
And also I'm the coach's wife, but I'm also like his job as the athletic manager. This is his
yeah,
boss. I know.
yeah.
So I'm like, I didn't respond to an email for 8 days because it took me 8 days. So I'm like,
Get the
this
right
has
headspace.
to get to admiration, but whatever that is for. Now I'm obsessed with that. So I'm like, we got to figure this out from envy to admiration for a four. Because
Yeah,
so
that's
a
exciting.
seven, a seven, which there was a time in your life where you thought you might be an Enneagram seven.
Right.
Enneagram sevens is avoid pain. So you have to go from pain avoidant to whatever.
What is it? Yeah.
Like
Like,
a
it's
one
not
from
it's
perfection to,
right, because it's, like, coming from, like, the deadly sin to a gift, right? It's not just the opposite. It's not envious.
it's,
Don't be envious,
no, it's the
right? It
gift
is an
of it.
actual, like, paradigm shift, right? And
Move
so,
to, mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm excited to see you find because it's gonna be you, and then you'll go write a book about it, and we're all gonna read it, and it's gonna be great, and yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, I should write a book. I should write an Enneagram book, but I want to write it not in like an informative way. I want to write it in like an experiential way.
Cool.
Do
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like this is what I've experienced with people, and
right.
uh,
Can
I
understand
actually
better if they can see it from, like, a story instead of just, like, "Here's what it is," and yeah.
beep beep beep. One that like no one's been written. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're so good. See, this is why I love spending time with you because we just we have
Well,
so much fun.
we can give God credit for that one because it got dropped in my brain of, like, changing jealousy to admiration, so, like, that was a
Seriously.
God gift.
Mm.
I can't even, like, take credit for
I
that.
love that. When
But I
sometimes people go like, "Where do you come up with these questions?" I'll be in coaching of the, "Where do you come up with these questions?" I'm like, "Oh, I
oh,
didn't.
that's a God thing, yeah.
No, no. Like
I
if
ain't
I
taking
didn't,
credit for that.
good thing we recorded it, or good thing I texted to you because like I didn't even, I love that. I love that. He's so good. But it's so fun to be a vessel. And then don't do you feel like I feel like this? Sidebar here. I love knowing that I'm just this vessel and that this stuff comes from him because then I don't have to like demand this out of myself like I'm the source.
Yeah. I'm getting there more because I sometimes still, like, I know this, I know he's the source, and I know I'm the vessel, and I've
Mm,
witnessed it so many times, but then
yeah,
sometimes I still get caught up in being
the
like, "I need
source.
to do this thing," and yes, so
There, Erwin McManus, he's a pastor out of LA. He has a book called The Seven Frequencies. It's the seven frequencies of communication. And one of the frequencies is healer. And you can be unhealthy or healthy as a healer frequency. And the unhealthy is thinking you are the source, and the healthy is knowing that God is the source.
I like that.
Hmm
Very cool.
there's also like challenger, commander, motivator. I don't remember the others. They're all
There's
wonderful.
so many good ones, 7 good ones for sure.
There's seven wonderful ones.
I like
So,
it. Very cool.
yes, I just remember reading the book and I took the quiz and then it said that I was a commander and I was like, no, I'm not. My husband was like, oh, yeah, let me tell you what you're gonna do,
Yeah.
boys. I know. You know what? So we were talking about how I need to assign more parents things to do as the booster lady. And I think it's that though. I think it's like knowing that I carry that intensity and trying not to be that super intense coach's wife who's telling everybody what to do because I don't want them to get fired. Because then if they hate him, if they hate me, then they'll hate him. And so then I tend to be like
Yeah.
the weakest version of myself. But I just need to figure out that gift like you did, the envy to admiration.
You're gonna do it. I can't
You
wait.
too. We're see, growing so much. This is why I love just y'all find a friend like this, y'all. Find a friend. Don't not Annie, but you can find your own. Okay. Find your own. Find your own.
She's mine. You can't have her.
You can stay again. Okay, so what part of the holiday season? I think this is so different too as a single mom. I think this is a different question.
Sure.
What part of the holiday season do you genuinely love and what tends to drain you? Or maybe you're just like, I don't like it.
Okay, I'm just gonna word vomit and you can edit as needed because
Yeah.
I don't even know. Like,
Yeah.
so I mean the
Well, what
first
do you love?
was that?
What do you love? Like what's fun to you about the
I mean,
holidays?
I love spending time with family. Like if we're
Mm,
playing games, watching movies, like this the time together. I mean, my love language is not gifts, in general. So like gifts is not something that like I super thrive in. I'm like so excited about. And if I do think it's
mm,
something that would be like fun for someone that they wouldn't have thought of for themselves, it's exciting, right? I'm like, I thought of something, but it doesn't come naturally to me. It's not I
yeah.
definitely am a quality time girl. Like you hang with me, talk to me about life. I feel so loved and seen. And so holiday stuff for me is more about just spending time with people. But what then gets hard is when it's just the three of us. I'm actually trying to work through this right now
Yeah.
around feeling like me and my two kids is not enough. Like that it's too small and it's a little bit lonely
Oh,
sometimes. Like I'll get emotional right now about it. Like
yeah.
it feels a little lonely sometimes that it's just us. And my
Like how,
kids
what do you mean lonely? Like,
now because I guess in my mind I grew up in a bigger family. My ex-husband grew up in a bigger family. We intended to have all these children, and between one having a birth defect and almost dying and one having autism, it was like, well, pump the brakes. Like we bought a van. Like we were manifesting so many kids. We bought a van before we had the kids. You know what I mean?
because so it's really okay. Okay. It's actually like the death of a dream that you're grieving.
A little bit. And even like
Because
not
I thought
even
it's like you just want more people around you and you wish you were like with your massive family more because they live in a different state. It's really like I had this massive dream in my heart that I would have this flood of children and that the holidays would just be exploding at the seams with all of my kids. And it's not.
yeah, that's a piece of it. But even not just like having so many kids, but having like a bigger extended family that like all wants to be together. Because I have siblings and I get along with some of them,
Yeah.
but a lot of them, there's mental health issues that kind of deter from spending time. And the sister that has kids, my kids' age is in Utah. And it's always been like, we have to go there to visit them because it's not in their budget to come here really ever. Like they've
Yeah.
been like twice maybe,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, I think it's tough because I moved away from my family. And let's be real, they're like, but you're the one that moved away. So you need to come back home.
Yeah, I
And I'm
get
like,
that. My kids lately have been like, I'm kind of sick of going to Utah.
mm,
Like I want to go on a trip somewhere else. So
hmm,
some things are changing in everybody's financial dynamics. And so my sister and I were just talking this morning about like we want to finally go on a Hawaii trip with our whole family together. And but it's not our whole family because there's certain siblings we just can't deal with because of
yeah,
mental illness, right? And
yeah,
my parents are hard. Like my mom's hard. We know this. And
yep.
so um
Yeah, tricky, tricky.
tricky business. And I don't know. And like my brother lives here, but his wife's family is huge, so they usually spend all their time with that family for holidays and whatever. And so it's just kind of a little bit feeling like I don't really fit anywhere. Like unless I go to the
Mm,
cold in the winter, which I don't love doing, but I might book a flight today because to take me just for a few days to
yeah.
go be with my family. And
Because that's its own thing then, like navigating family dynamics and emotional tension during the holidays. Like you're one of how many siblings?
there's six of us total.
Yeah, six. I think that's my dad's one of seven. And I think it's also harder, like I'm watching everybody get older where it's like my grandparents are 95 and 97 and they're still alive. So it's like, yes, we all want to go be with them during the holidays and they still want that thing. But it's also like, oh my gosh, but like you used to have like your mom's side and your dad's side, and I'm like, now, okay, now we all have our mom's side and our dad's side, and then our spouse's mom's
Right.
side and dad's side, and then like our Christmas as a family, but then like our Christmas with it, huh?
Yep, it's
You
a lot
know,
to navigate.
it's just,
Totally.
and we're that same age group where it's like that weird shifting time where you're actually old enough to start creating your own thing, but you're with your parents, but yet there's still maybe some like extended grandparents and cousins and siblings and
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So it's just
grandbabies.
it's tricky. When I was married, I spent quite a bit of time with my in-laws because they
Mm,
love to spend time together. And a lot of traditions
yeah,
together, and
yeah,
they are all hotheads. So it's like usually an explosion during that time, but they like
yeah.
being together, you know. And so we did a
Regardless,
lot
they
with
just love
them.
it.
They really love it, and I do not. And but but they love that they wanted to spend time together, you know.
Yes. So you
And
love the time together, you just don't like the conflict. So are you, because there's some people I swear they love like the conflict of the holidays.
heck no, no,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Mm-mm.
good.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you. But miracle, my ex invited me to Thanksgiving.
How did it go?
It was good. Like everyone was fine. There was no fights. Like I didn't expect me to fight anybody, but
Them.
you know, they didn't fight, and we were all cool. Like it was fine. I gave their stepmom a hug after. I was like, "Thank you for inviting us, and this is good for the kids. So thank you for being willing to do this." She's like, "Yeah, let's do it more often." And we actually the next day. We'd already planned to go see Wicked with them. So it was just me and my kids, and then their dad and their stepmom, and we all went to Wicked together. And so like that meant more to me than anything else because it was like allowing them to be with their mom and their dad, you
Mm.
know. So
Do you
it
feel like,
really is about like time together. I if I got zero presents, which I'm not going to, right? Like I don't have anybody to buy me presents, which
yeah,
is most Christmases since I've been single, you know. And sometimes their dad remembers to like take them to pick something out for me, you know. But like my birthday, he didn't do it this year, and they keep saying they're gonna do it, and I'm like, I'm not worried about it. Like I'm not stressed. Like I'm really not getting many presents this year, which sometimes is fine and sometimes is hard
yeah.
because it's more and it's because it's not about the present. It's more about the like no
There's
one's
somebody
thinking
that's
about me.
thinking of you, right?
Yeah, they're not like, oh, I need to get something for Annie. Like there's no one really like my sister. If I'm up there, she usually will get me something, you know. And
Yeah.
but
That's what I feel like with my sister-in-law who's an Enneagram 4. I feel like it's not the literal thing or the act even
yeah,
itself. It's like what I've noticed is like it matters to her that she knows I'm thinking about her.
yeah,
Like she's considered.
right. Which for me, that could also be through a phone call or a text or
That.
like there's other ways for them to let me know that I'm being considered. You know.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, like on her birthday, I don't need to send her this whole thingy, but it like I do need to reach out to her and say I'm thinking about her, and
Yeah.
and even just saying like, "Oh my gosh, I wish you were there. I'd pick you up and we'd drive to the next town over and we'd
Right.
get your white chocolate mocha," and like the fact that I know what her favorite coffee is and that she loves
Right.
getting it from Starbucks. I'm like, I think it's
Right.
that thing that's like, I know you and what matters to you, and I can't be there and I can't do that, but if I was, this is what we would do.
Yeah. Like this makes you feel known. Like I have a couple siblings who did not reach out on my birthday,
Mm,
but I expect that at this point, you know?
mm,
And I just like recognize that I mean it's taken a lot of years to recognize like them not considering me does not mean they don't care about me. It's their mental health at this point. So
yeah. Yeah.
and I have
And
enough
they don't
other
have
people
a
in my
mom
life.
like my mom. My mom texts us on all of our aunt and uncle's birthdays and says, "Reach out to Uncle Ray. It's his birthday today."
She's
Like,
on
thanks,
it.
Mom.
She is on it. That's cool. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
She is on it for us. Not everybody has that.
Right. No, my mom does not do that.
But my mom is she's a 7, but that kind of stuff does matter. It matters,
hmm
you know, being seen and considered. Okay, so also when you have kids, especially when you're a single mom, you're wearing all the hats, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
You're wearing all of them. How do you find space to recharge for you? For like, what does that mean to you? Like recharging through the holidays, finding space for yourself. Or is it being with your kids? Like, is it plopping down on the couch and watching Christmas movies? Does that recharge you, or do you need to be alone?
I think it kind of depends because I am pretty extroverted and I do, get
Yeah.
fueled by being with people, but
Yeah.
then I do get to a point, like even this morning, so I had a hard time getting out of bed this morning because I'd been with my friends all weekend, and then it kind of just, my kids are coming back, and I'm like, this might be my one chance to like be alone and have no one talking to me, and so it depends because sometimes I do need like alone time to allow my brain to process through things because and I know this is my ADHD, but like I need time to process a problem or whatever. If I feel rushed in a decision, I shut down, I don't do well. So I definitely need like
Mm.
alone time to not have anybody interrupt my thinking, you
Yeah,
know?
I know what that is. It's in your personality profile.
Is it?
Hmm.
Okay.
It is.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Person profile like with human design. Yeah, you need to process.
Hmm.
I do need that. I mean, but I
Well, you
also
need
really
space. It's like you
I
just
do
need
need
this
space.
space to like emotionally settle and like remove yourself from the height of the emotions to go like, whew, deep breath. Like what feels good? What feels like a good yes?
Yeah, which okay, side quest, like how does one do that when you're around people?
All the time. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
Like I'm
know,
with people and I'm like, woof. Like I just happened recently, like something came on, I was like, oh boy. And I mean, it worked out that like we were all gonna take some downtime
yeah.
and recharge before our next adventures. Like I went in my room, but I like blew my face off because I was like, oh my gosh, I was not considering my friend. And I came to her after. I was like, I'm sorry, you told me you were done talking, and I unloaded. And she's like, I didn't think anything of it. Like, I love you, you're fine. I'm like, but well, I needed to apologize because I didn't feel good about it. And anyway, so sometimes naturally there's like but when you're together like all day long, and I've got these big things coming up, and I'm like, woof, like what do I?
Mm.
Anyway,
Yeah, it is figuring out what's best for you then with that. It's simple things like Kobe and I know when we go back to visit family, we actually don't stay with family anymore. We stay in an Airbnb, and
yeah,
we've all realized that's like best for all of us because we need our space and they need their space and we like really need our space, and we can stay longer and we're the best versions of ourselves if we can just be in our own space. Um, and I know that doesn't always work out, but it's like it's I think we severely underestimate as humans how vital it is we build white space in even when we are with people nonstop.
that's
So
really
like I do a lot of like retreats and retreat planning, and I always think about that, like really carving out like a fat chunk multiple times for people to go have this white space where if they want to talk to people, they can. Like maybe they want collaborative chat time, or
but
maybe
they
they
have the
want
opportunity.
alone go for a walk in the woods time, or maybe they just need to like lay in their bedroom and turn the light off, or.
Yeah, what's funny you say that because the retreat I just did, I intentionally carved out lots of white space, and
Hmm.
everybody loved it. I don't know if I could identify that's exactly what it was because I wasn't overloading them with information and tons of classes and
Hmm.
lots of time to really just bougie lunch and just sit and chat and like feel connected and yeah, not feel rushed the whole time. It was a game changer.
Women will pay to go on retreats like that. That's what I'm working on for February because they don't get to have that in their day-to-day life.
Right. Yeah.
We are so overflowing, running from one thing to the next, the next, the next, that even the quiet time we carve out tends to get shorted.
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
That's
That
true.
women will literally pay to go on a retreat in the woods where someone else tells them for the next hour, the only thing you can do is be with yourself.
There's no interruptions.
And I love the woman who's like, what am I supposed to do? And I'm like, nothing.
Yeah. And just
Bring
sit
your
in the
journal.
nothing.
Sit in the nothing.
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean?
You're
It
about
means
to find out.
you're about to find out. Oh my gosh. Yes, I love
Yep.
it. I love it.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you have any traditions that make you most feel like yourself? Like things like, like the nostalgic tradition-y type of, like Kobe, like my husband, we are already a bottle deep in apple cider. He loves
Are
it.
you?
He loves
Yep.
drinking apple cider on the weekends during the holidays from his Christmas snow mug.
That's cute.
I know.
I
I know.
love that. I
Yeah.
love that. I mean, growing up, I'm gonna put a caveat. If you have children listening, maybe pause right now. I'm about to say something you might not want your kids to hear. But we did not believe in Santa growing up, and I
Whoa.
actually was just fine with it. And I wish I could have not done it with my kids, but my ex was
Mm,
super into it. So out of respect to him, because I care for him as a human being, I have carried on the traditions of Santa, even though I don't want to. No shade to anybody who does. I don't like it. I do feel like I'm lying to my kids, and I
mm.
don't like it. And they're at
Okay,
an
real
age like
question. Do you
yes.
do the tooth fairy? No.
Again, out of respect to him, like I don't like it with the tooth fairy
Okay.
either.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
none of it. I'm like, no, like I think that's confusing of like I'm trying to explain this imaginary God that they can't see. You know what I mean?
Oh, and then they come to realize like the tooth fairy and
This is
Santa
not
aren't
real. It's like,
real. So
well,
how do
then
they know
this
that God
is
is
not
real?
real because are you making that up too? Like,
I'll
and
ask the
maybe no
kids.
kid comes to that conclusion. I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like that's sticky business of trying to say, hey, I made up this thing and told you this story. Then is the story of God and Jesus not real? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't love it, and
We didn't grow
I
up with
don't feel
any of it.
deprived. I the traditions I liked as a kid, which I'd like to do with my kids, but I feel like they're not still not quite old enough to grasp, nor am I in a financial position to do it. But we used to have a tradition. We'd have this candlelight dinner, and then my mom would say, we're gonna could decide what family we're doing Christmas for, and we kind of like plan it out, like bringing them dinner, bringing them presents, and then we go like drop it off at their house and ding dong ditch, and like,
Hmm.
I liked that
Hmm.
tradition. I like the jammies for Christmas Eve. I mean,
Love the
who
jammies.
doesn't? The jammies, but the jammies are great, and
Love it.
I don't do it if I don't have them.
Yeah.
Like it's
Oh,
not my
yeah.
year for Christmas. I'm not worried about the Jim or jams. But and what else? The cookies. My mom always made these peppermint candy cane cookies.
That
They're
sounds good.
basically sugar cookies with peppermint flavoring.
Oh my
They're so
gosh, that
good.
actually sounds really. So I'm feeding the varsity team Thursday, and I said pasta. We're doing a pasta dinner before the tournament, and I said to my husband, I said, "Can I give them a dessert? Am I allowed to do that?" Like I didn't know, I didn't literally know dietary wise. Like, can I give them a
Sure,
dessert?
that's
Because
fair.
I'm Dutch, so I'm a dessert gal. And he was like, "They don't need a dessert." And I said, "Oh, I was going to do something special for them because it's the holidays." And he goes, "Wait a minute. Are you going to make your mom's secret sugar cookies?" And I was like, well, I was going to make
Yeah.
Barbara's secret sugar cookies, Christmas sugar cookies.
Yep.
And he said, yes, they need a dessert.
Okay. In that
I'm like,
case.
I think like that. I'm like, that is tradition. That's
Yeah, it is
nostalgia.
special,
That's
like, that's
like,
when I think of Christmas, I think of that, like,
that's
that's
what
a
I
big
think
part
of.
of it,
I think of
yeah,
like we sat there and we played board games all day with our cousins, and then at night our parents would go do chores, and we would watch. Then they come back and we do a James Bond movie, and we'd eat hellacious amounts of flavored popcorn out of the tin, where you had the regular and the cheese and the caramel.
100%, yes.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? The hot apple cider. The
yeah,
my both sides of my family, we are wildly competitive. There was a lot of board games, like a lot of board games. I do a puzzle every year. I
yeah,
say my pajamas for the 23rd, 24th, 26th.
yeah,
Things like that. Yeah, I didn't. My husband grew up with all of the Santa stuff, all of the mythical holiday people. I did not grow up with any of that. I came from like a very religious background, so there was none of thatness. But it was a lot of that stuff. Like,
yeah, but that's
yeah.
what I love, and I guess that's the thing is I remember growing up, like, playing stuff together, whatever, and my parents never really were involved in the board game situation, but me and my
Hmm.
siblings would, and I
Yeah.
guess that's where part of circling back to, like, just me and my kids, I'm like, well, my son can barely play a card game. He can do a
Mm.
little bit, and he can do Uno, like, we'd go Uno down, but he will also only participate for so long before he's peopled out. He goes back to his room, sits in his swing, listens to his soundtrack music, and, like, is
Yeah.
out, you know?
Yeah.
So oftentimes it's just me and my daughter, which is great. I love her and she's so fun and she does my nails and I love my daughter to bits. Like after so long, it's like it's just the two of us, you know? And
Hmm.
I wanted to be able to have extended family to play games with. And I do play I remember my first Christmas without my kids that I stayed home because the year before that for the Christmas I went to my parents and I went with my siblings and did Christmas with them. But that felt a little bit sad too of like I'm here but my kids aren't here. And
Yeah.
it was just so it was so painful. Like And
Mm,
actually, 4th of July was more painful because that's a bigger deal for my family.
yeah.
We had more traditions around 4th of July than Christmas. So my first 4th of July without them was like, oh, I mean, especially as who I am, it was deeply painful. But I remember the first time so then, 2 years later, when it was my turn without them again. And I
Hmm.
was like, I'm not going to Utah. It's too cold. I don't want to be there anyway. And I need to face this holiday and be
Hmm.
okay?
Yeah.
And I remember I went to my brother's because he has 7 kids. And I love them, and I love his wife, like, she's the big sister I never had, and because I'm the oldest girl, I'm the caretaker of the family, right?
Well, you are the oldest girl of all of the six.
Yeah, because there's 2 boys, then me, and
Dude,
those
oldest
girls.
daughter thing is so real.
It is very real.
It's very real.
Yep, so, but he's got 7 babies, and they're not babies, they're older, but I remember that was like, I'm just gonna go to my brother's house and just borrow his babies? And I kind of joke with them, but like they'll never fully understand how much they've healed
Mm,
me
yeah.
because being with them, like they're so nice. Like their weird aunt come to all the things? Like I
I
come
feel
to
that
my
though, as somebody
dinner.
who doesn't have kids, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like they're so good. Like it's so, because half
It's
the time you
so
don't have your
good.
kids.
So I
It's
always
so
joke,
good.
like I was borrowing other people's babies, like when holidays in Utah without my kids, like I borrow my
Yeah.
sister's kids, and I tell them like I'm
Yeah.
borrowing you guys because I don't have my babies, but it was so healing for me. I played games with them all day long, like because that's what I love. I love watching movies and playing games. That's so
Yeah.
fun. And I think we did an impromptu karaoke sesh of like all these Hamilton songs and Wicked songs, and it's so fun. Like I love my brother's family. Like I do miss my family in Utah, but it's really nice because my brother and I never fight. Like we just get along so good. His kids are all fabulous. None of them are like hard kids? And they're all yummy, yummy babies. And I've got to watch them grow up. I've been here 15 years. It's like that's who I'm closest with.
I feel like that is the perfect answer of like how do you handle nostalgia or emotional intensity during the holidays? Because like what comes up the most for you is, as especially as a single mom, it's like, it is all the emotions. You experience like massive surges of emotions and then not being able to have your kids all the time for all the holidays that you love. And then you figure it out being able to go borrow, your nieces and nephews and to fill that space and that void so you don't feel, you know what I mean? Like just all
Yeah,
out envy, depression, sadness,
all
but
the
being able to
things.
have
Yes.
all the things.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think too that, and I don't know if this is applicable for other
Hmm.
fours or whatever, but I definitely feel like I could wallow in like, oh, I'm alone, whatever, but being proactive,
Hmm.
right? Like
Hmm.
I'm over there and saying, hey, can I come over? You know,
Yes.
and it's
Yes.
also like me spending time
Yes.
um, building these relationships so
Hmm.
that I can have that, right? Because
Yeah.
it takes. I can make all kinds of excuses, but instead of my people are like being with people is what. And I think that's true for everybody. Connection is the most important thing.
Hmm.
So I could feel sad that I'm by myself and I didn't get a direct invitation
Invitation.
to say, "Hey, come on over," it's like I was kind of, in fact, they expect me now for Sunday dinner when I have my kids. In fact,
Yeah.
we were late last week because we it just took us a long time to get over there. And I got there and I was like, "I'm about to text you, like, where are you at, girl?" Like, because they just expect me for dinner and, you know,
Sounds good.
yeah. So, I mean, being with people definitely makes everything better.
Yeah. We were saying on the Enneagram 7 episode, like we wonder if every Enneagram type has they tend to have like a more dominant love language. And do you feel like yours yeah, would be quality time?
Yeah, mine's definitely quality time.
Quality time.
What would be
Yeah.
for like a 7?
Oh my gosh, I now forget what she said.
That's okay. What about for I'm just curious, like, what
I
would be like some of the other types in
know,
there?
right? Because like there's obviously more Enneagram types than there are love languages.
There'd be some overlap, but still, I'm just curious, like,
Yeah, because like there's no way Enneagram 9s would be quality time. Except
well,
for
yeah,
themselves. They just
sure.
spend time with themselves.
Yeah.
Enneagram threes would for sure be words of affirmation. All
Okay.
Enneagram threes love words of affirmation because it's that knowing that I'm making a significant difference type of thing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Isn't that true of 4s too, the making a difference thing?
Hmm. So twos,
Just
threes,
in a
and
different
fours are
way?
all yeah, twos, threes, and fours, they're all in the heart triad, which the emotional struggle is shame, and the desire is significance in
So we
general.
kind of all under that part of it.
They all share
Interesting.
that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right. The five, sixes, and sevens. There's this anxiety, um, and and then information, and then eights, nines, and ones. Theirs is justice. They want justice, and their emotional struggle is anger.
Interesting. Okay.
It's a good
So,
time. I mean,
so
that's
cool.
that. So as an eight and a nine, we're married to each other. We can both get really angry, not like explosive anger, like mature anger. We can both get very angry about things needing to be fair. I would say that Gretchen Rubin, she has the four tendencies where it's like obliger, upholder, questioner, rebel. And my husband and I are both questioners with rebel tendencies. Like we're going to question the rule, like, okay, but why is this the rule? And then we're like, oh, that makes sense. We'll uphold that. Or we're like, that's so dumb. No,
I ain't doing it. Yeah.
not happening. Which is terrible then when we come together and we really are like, that's the dumbest rule ever. And we are now going to die on a hill for funsies together.
Yep.
Again, your very dumb rule.
Good. But
Yep.
you're dying on the hill together. So
We're always dying on the hill together though. It is always together. So we are very united in that. Real quick, before we dive back in, I want to share something I created for the women who are growing, but still kind of feel like they're doing it alone. If that statement just hit, then this is for you. I've never felt so aligned and so alone, is the message I kept hearing as more and more women were falling in love with their life doing what they were born to do. They were craving that like-minded, iron sharpening iron relationship with other women who were as focused, powerful, and determined to be positive as they were. And that is why I created the Growth Collective. It's our All Things Excellence book club community where you don't have to read the book because audio and PDF Cliff Notes are provided for you. There's a community for you to connect and network with other growth-minded women, plus 2 monthly Zooms where you receive connection and live coaching from me. Head on over to chelseadbc.com/book club to join us. All right, let's get back into it. Because what you're hearing today is exactly why spaces like the Growth Collective exist. We were never meant to grow alone. Okay. So closing it up, we always wrap this up, our whole Enneagram series, with what is one piece of advice or permission that you would give to other Enneagram Fours to help you stay more grounded and joyful in the holidays. And I guess like in that place of admiration instead of envy about the experiences that everyone else is having during the holidays and maybe the experiences you feel like you're not having.
yeah, I think that's great. Again, I might need a second to flush this out.
Yeah.
Two things that I have learned from other people that have really helped me. Glennon Doyle was a speaker at a conference that I was I think I was the hype girl for that one. Like official title was hype girl. It
With
was very fun.
Glennon Doyle?
Yeah, they got Glennon Doyle for that conference.
I'm just saying, y'all, I know Annie, and she was the hype girl for Glennon Doyle's conference.
Listen, I got a picture with her. She loves me. Yeah, in fact, I had a shirt that said, I'm not for everyone, because I was like reminding my brain, like, I'm not for everyone, you know? And she
Yeah.
saw that shirt, so everyone got to go walk up and meet her, you know? And Glennon's like, you're enough for me, and like gave me a hug, and she's really cute. Yes, but she did like our like Q&A for the conference, and there was a lot of great things she said, but the thing that I took away and like implanted in my heart was she talked about a woman who really wanted to go to Hawaii with her kids and was like, just need to go to Hawaii. And she kind of just digging in with her, like, what is Hawaii going to give you? Like, why do you need to go to Hawaii? And she kind of was like, it kind of layers down into like, why? And it was like, she just wanted memories of their family. She's like, oh, honey, you don't need Hawaii for that. Like, go to Hawaii. Like, if you knock yourself out, go to Hawaii. But what she really wanted was, you know, in fact, she talked about people wanting to like pay for expensive retreats and all these things. And that's great. Go do it. But you might just need to like take a nap, you know, that to just to seek out what is the deeper need. And that's been helpful for me in my fourness of like, okay, I'm seeing these things. I'm jealous of their holiday. I'm jealous of their trips. I'm jealous of this. Like, what is it that I think that they have that I want so badly? And how could I give myself that without going to Hawaii, without whatever? I mean, it's a dream. We're going to get there to Hawaii, you know? But it's
Yeah.
not about Hawaii. It's about the memories with my family. So, and I've had some jealousy around like her stepmom took her to New York.
Yeah.
And I love that for them. And I'm so grateful my cute
Oh,
little
your
daughter got to New
daughter's
York for the first
stepmom.
time. Yes. Yeah, probably clarify. My daughter's stepmom took her to New York,
Yeah.
and I had to deal with a lot of feelings around that of,
Yeah.
I want to take her to New York. Her first time in New York should be with me.
You're a bigger person than me. I mean, I tell Kobe all the time, like, if we're having kids, like, I'm making you sign a contract of things that aren't happening. And if you don't want to be
Good.
with me forever, then you're going to be alone forever. Because that right
Yes.
there, I don't know how,
It,
I work hard on myself, but you're a
it,
bigger person than me.
it was
I
rough. And
just
it took me a
couldn't,
minute, but I was like, you know what? But am I going to deny her this experience because
I
I can't afford to
know,
take her right now? You
I
know?
know. I get that, but like, still, it's like,
I know. So I had to release, like, okay, this is
hard.
this beautiful experience with her, and that's not what I can
Yeah.
afford to give her right now.
Yeah.
But nothing can take away from the bond I have with my daughter. And even
Mm.
if all I can do
Mm.
is like afford, cute tea trips to the gas station or a
Yeah.
game of Uno or whatever, or like slumber parties in my room and doing nails, like it doesn't matter what I'm doing with her, it's how I show up with her. And by showing up the way I'm showing up with my kids in this playful connection, that means way more to them than any like they went to Hawaii with their dad's family and with their dad. And it's like they've been to Hawaii and New York without me
Yeah.
this past year.
I I do think though it's remembering like when I think of like my best childhood moments with my mom, who worked a lot when I was a kid, it's I would go with her to her like, she did direct sales, right? And so she had parties multiple times a week and I would ride in the car with her and we'd listen to training on the way there and then on the way back we'd listen to the Delilah radio show.
Oh yeah, Delilah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Love
And
somebody tonight. Oh yeah.
I
Oh yeah.
still love it. Like, oh, her voice is like butter,
It is.
Honestly, that's probably where I fell in love with coaching because she had her own mini type of like coaching, how people would call and they would talk to her and spill their heart, and then she would have a song that would soothe them. And I think I just give people a book instead. But I like my like core childhood memories, my favorite childhood memories really are like those road trips back and how we would have fun and celebrate and that was back when I could like she would let me get if it was in the vicinity because a lot of times it wasn't. We were in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, but like I would get have a Happy Meal. I would get chicken nuggets and fries, and that
Oh
was
yeah.
like woo because
Yeah.
we
Sure.
did not eat junk food like that. And that that $5 probably is probably $3 at the time. That really superseded like any crazy other things that ever happened.
Totally, for sure. But that insight from Glendon has helped me a lot because she
Mm,
also talked about like her divorce and
yeah.
having someone else braid your daughter's hair gives you murderous feelings. And I was like, I feel that, like to the depths of my soul, I feel that, and
Yes.
it was
I'm like I can't do
like, I
it. I
know, I
can't.
know. So it just was really beautiful to have that insight to look at
Yeah.
more things that way and even take the holiday stuff of like, okay, yeah, maybe I'm a little jealous of like their Christmas looks different than mine. And my kids have asked me like, why does Santa more generous at dad's house basically, And I told them that parents have to pay Santa. And so it's,
Oh my God, stop it.
it's been rough, girl, I'm telling you.
Every mom of a split house listening to this right now is like, girl, I hear you.
Yes, so I made up a lie that you guys can borrow the lie that Santa has to deal with parents' budget. So,
Like you have to pay Santa.
yeah, because they can't run the North Pole on candy, so they have to get dollars to run the North Pole. So that's why my Christmas looks different than theirs. And in
I
fact, I
believe
even
that.
told them
That
this
made
year
sense to
that,
them.
what's that?
That made sense. They were like, yes, ma'am.
I'm like, okay, they accepted it. I mean, what are they gonna do? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Sometimes I
different,
do think it would have been in my better interest to believe in Santa, I suppose. I mean, were like, it was definitely not allowed on my dad's family.
right?
I'm like, dang, y'all getting more presents around here.
Yeah, somehow you're getting more. Yeah. In fact, I told him this year that and we haven't like fully talked about. But I did mention to my daughter that since we're not doing Christmas Day at my house, like probably we're gonna forego Santa at my house this year because he'll be going to Dad's house this year, and I'd
That
like to
just
spend
makes
more
sense.
dollars on going on trips with you guys, you know?
Yeah. What
And
if
they seem okay
what
with
if
that.
you could make up like a cute thing with like an envelope where it's like Santa left this family experience instead?
Sure. Yeah. There's nothing on the books as of yet, though. So it's like, well, anyway. So
Fat
point
cats.
is
Fat
that,
cats is fun.
yeah. But I mean, but knowing that has helped me to reevaluate some of the feelings that come up for me around
Yeah.
not just, I mean, definitely holiday time, but in everything that comes up when it comes to other families doing their experiences are different than mine. And one, how can I admire that? And also look at like what do I think they're getting and how can I give that to my kids anyway? And
Mm,
and then the other oh there's one
I
more.
love
Hang
that.
on. Oh, there was a coach at one point, which might have been one of the greatest pieces of advice I ever got, not even knowing I was a four back then.
Yeah.
I did not know I was, right? Until I met
Yep.
you, I did not know. People have been guessing all kinds of stuff, but they were all wrong. Um,
Externally, you look so much like a seven that I bet you've been labeled a seven by
Many
most
times.
people.
And I took
Because
the test and it said I was a two.
oh yes, I forgot that. I
Yeah, I
forgot.
took the test twice. And one time said seven, one time to two, and I took it again, it said two again. I was like, okay. So I've also
This
had
is
lots of people say I was a two.
yeah, this is A, why you can't type people, and B, why the tests are dumb.
Right, which is why you just need Chelsea because I mean, we circled round and round and round, and we finally landed on it. It was like, oh. And having that paradigm shift and knowing that I'm a four has given me so much more like love and acceptance for myself of like, this is just who I am. And it's okay. Like, I'm going to cry about many things, and it's okay. But once I cry about it, I can usually let it go.
I love that.
But I just got to do it. Like, you're just going to have to deal with the
Yeah,
fact that I'm going to do it. Like, I
yeah,
just,
I
perfect
love that.
example, we went to the giving machine in Gilbert. Have you seen those? The vending machines that you can, like, buy a goat? Do you not know what the giving machine is?
No?
Girl, okay.
Truly. Add this to my list.
Listen, Mormons do some things right, okay? They have a giving machine.
Y'all
It's a
do a
vending
lot of things
machine.
right, actually.
Listen,
A
there's
lot.
plenty. I'm saying, like, this is one that's real good. So
Yes.
there's like celebrities going to them now. But you go and you can pick what you want to buy for an organization. So you put it in like a vending machine. You can buy baby goat. You can buy someone like hygiene products. You can buy a menstrual education, all kinds of stuff.
What? And a
Yeah.
goat. You could say a goat, right? Like
A
a goat.
baby goat. You can buy someone a baby goat. So there's some local things, some international, right? There's different, like you get to pick where your charity dollars are going.
Okay.
Blow
This
your
is
mind. If you've not been to Game Machine, get your butt over.
like a vending, and it's like a vending machine.
It's like a vending machine.
Like I would like to buy 5 kids goats. Bing bing.
Boom.
A2.
A2, drop it
Here's
down.
my money.
Yes. Isn't that
We
so
are
fun?
doing that. So where's it at? If you're in
Well, there's
Phoenix.
lots of them, but there's one downtown Gilbert. And I can look fun. There's more for you, but downtown
Did
Gilbert
your
by the
church
water
put it
tower.
out? Is it your church that set it up?
Yeah.
No
Light the
way.
world. It's our Light the World campaign. They've
No
done
way.
it for
I
a few
didn't know.
years.
Okay, I gotta
Yeah.
talk. We're gonna go do this. We're gonna do this.
It's so
And
fabulous.
I am gonna, I will die on the hill of y'all do. I think that I I have lived in Phoenix enough. Well, and some of my very dearest sorority sisters from college are LDS, which is also known as Mormon. And I now have lived in it so deeply for the last 20 years. I forget that not everyone in the world actually knows what that means.
Right.
LDS means Mormon, and it is
Yes.
not the Mormon mom talk off Hulu. Like that is really not
Yeah,
what that
no,
is.
that is a whole other thing. That's not
I didn't
really Mormons.
even. It's actually quite probably blasphemous to Mormons. That's
I
yeah, that is
refuse to
not
watch that show because they represent nothing from our actual religion. So
nothing. Literally
I
nothing at
would
all.
like nothing to do with them. Yeah.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
No.
And our closest, I do have literal family in Phoenix, but like our actual like family that we would spend holidays with here, they are LDS Mormon, whatever you want to say. And I will say, y'all do so much right. So much right. You
Thank you.
know,
That's kind of
I
you to
think
say.
people love to pick like the wild, crazy, critical things because they just really don't understand it. And there are so many things I tell my parents all the time. I'm like, there are so many things that they do right. I mean, does everybody love getting door knocked and asking if you believe in Jesus Christ? No, you don't. But last time I checked,
No.
you weren't door knocking. But are you door knocking? Are you doing anything? Are you going anywhere? Are you taking 2 years of
Yeah.
your life to go to a boring tiny town in Missouri or a country like Ecuador where you don't even speak the language and you've got to figure it out for the
Right.
sake of like spreading whatever belief you believe, even if it's like love and joy and peace. Are you doing, you know what I mean? Like, are you
Yeah.
doing that? Another thing y'all do, I love the Relief Society thing. Like, y'all, they literally have like assigned groups of women, pretty much, right? Like, y'all help each other take care of each other.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I love that.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
There's a lot. There's just so much good. And are there bad things? Yeah, but there's bad things in every single religion. Are you kidding me?
Every single
Like
one.
every single one. The church I grew up in, I'll never forget. My best friend got married at we were seniors in college, and she got married. And like 6 months later, this is my childhood best friend. She was like, I still feel so shameful every time I have sex with my husband because we were brought up to shame. There's so much shame around sex.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
You know? Like
Hmm.
every religion has its thing. Or like my church that I grew up in is also really big on, like God forbid that you have nice things. You basically got to look like you're poor. And you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
like shame so many things. Now, do I think that it was bad? No, I actually really hate I think it was so sweet that my parents paid for us to grow up with a Christian education. I personally hated the school as a whole because
Sure.
they were, I got bullied really bad, whatever. But that was not God's fault. That was people not doing their role part. So I think
There's
like
culture
that's
too. There's religion, there's culture. So
thank you. And I think we just all got to like not pick one thing and go they are bad and look at y'all do just so much good.
100. And I agree. Like, in fact, I've talked a lot with some, like, my two, like, best friends. We talk all the time about, we're all Mormon, we're all LDS, but we also love so many of their faiths. And we love that, like, where there's so many things we could learn from
Yes.
the other faiths. And I think that across the board, we
Yes.
could all do more of that, of
Yes.
recognizing where everybody has things to offer and that they do, maybe not better, but like, just that we all have
Amen.
strengths, right? So,
Yeah.
like, listen, we could sing a little better and during church, you know what I mean? We could at least stand up.
Mm.
Like our hymns are a little dismal, you know? I'm like,
Yeah, you
y'all,
know what? My husband, there's this school literally down the road. They're a charter school and we're a public school. And their charter school, they definitely make our life experience not fun because they don't need city money and we do, and they make sure that our bonds don't get passed. They personally advocate against them. So we don't on a day-to-day basis love this school. But they had a tournament, a soccer tournament, and their soccer coach, I love this guy. I love this guy. His name's Coach John. I love this guy. And he and my husband have a great friendship. And they're even like in this tournament and they're playing against each other. And like before they're best buds and after they're like best buds. And I said, you know why I love Coach John the most? And my husband was like, why? And I was like, because y'all are rivals. Not just like y'all are rivals as coaches, you're competing for kids because you're
right?
like half a mile apart. You're competing. There's a lot that you're competing for. But at the end of the day, all y'all both care about is that more boys fall in love with the game of soccer and have fun.
Yeah,
And I love that. And like I'm like, that's a church, y'all. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter as long as people feel loved
right.
and
Yeah,
supported and not
I know.
alone
I
and
love
sad.
it. I
Isn't that the
agree.
point?
I love it. It's true. It's
That's
true.
the
I
point.
think it's great. So to
Yeah.
circle back though, giving
Yeah.
machine.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Giving
here's the
machine.
story. I go to the giving machine with my friends this weekend. Like this is
Yes.
literally like just happened. Okay, we
Yes.
walked by. We were like checking out the farmers market, going around downtown. Like they're here visiting from Utah, so we're doing the Gilbert tour, right? And doing all the things. And we're walking past the giving machine, and we're like, oh, so we're talking about it. We're looking at the things in there, and I was like looking what are the local things, whatever. And the very bottom, y'all, the bottom one said sensory equipment for special needs, and it got me. And it was $100. I'm like, I don't know, I got $100 right now, but I felt like this full body yes, and I know for me, like even my human design, like if it's a full body
Yeah.
yes, you gotta just do it, you know.
Yep.
And so I just click and I did it, and and then I found out that it was an institute, like a school that I don't really love,
Mm.
and then it brought more feels up. But my friends know me, and bless their hearts, they understand my need to process thoughts and to like feel the feels, whatever. And so they let me like just talk it through of like, well, but it has to go to that thing. Not gonna go to tuition. It's going to the specific thing for sensory equipment for these children, right?
Yeah. This
And
department, this equipment, regardless of the
right,
institution being bad.
this is what the money's going to, right? And I was like, okay. And I don't know if it's bad. I don't know. Anyway, like I felt kind of like buyer's remorse after knowing where it went, and I was like, oh boy, I don't know how I feel about them anyway.
Yeah.
But I was like, no. And so they let me talk it through and they let me just be emotional about it because I started crying right then and there. Like,
Yeah.
these babies need help. Like, I said also, like, I hope that somewhere, because yeah, it's not directly affecting my kid, but I hope that somebody else feels a holy hell yes to donate something that affects my child. And that I do think whatever I put out comes back to me. And
Amen.
yeah, do I have $100 to just throw away right now? Not necessarily, but
Yeah.
I felt it in my bones. And so maybe I answered somebody else's prayer. I don't know. But because like all this stuff came up and I just surround myself with people who let me do that, who like don't bat an eye now that I'm crying about everything.
Do you think for Enneagram Fours it is that it's like the permission that they need is to surround themselves with people that allow themselves to have the rainbow of emotions through the holiday season?
Just let it be. Because what I was going to tell you was that the other piece of advice that I got before I knew I was a four, I didn't know I was, but I got this piece of advice and it has stuck with me for many years now. This coach told me, God designed you to house all the emotions. Like your body is designed to house all of it, and there's no
Mm,
problem. And that
mhm,
like deep permission that nothing is wrong here, that me
mhm,
feeling all the feels was not a problem, and that I was divinely designed to have this mortal experience, to feel all the things, and there's nothing wrong, and it's for my good, was like,
mhm,
oh, like breath of fresh air of like, okay, so yeah, when all
mhm,
this stuff comes in, it's not a problem.
mhm.
And I mean, I've continuously been
Yeah.
adding to that knowledge. Like my friend Kenzie Fackrell is very beautiful and like explaining, all things are for your good and for your experience. And I'm continuously learning from her as well. But that opened a door for me to know that the way I'm designed is not a problem.
No.
So
And
that's your
it's
permission
not a
for,
problem for the right people.
yeah,
The way you're
yeah,
designed
for
is
the
not a
right
problem for the right
people.
people. And I
Right.
think there are people that struggle with fours in level of intensity and broadness of emotions, but I just want fours to know like that is not a you problem.
Yeah.
And when I understood Enneagram 4 sister-in-law, when I understood her fourness, and like there's nothing she can do about it. Like this is her, which meant she was created for a reason. That's like saying like people being like how they would say how intense I get, but it's really how passionate I get as an eight. Like I
Right.
was designed that way.
Yeah.
Imagine if there were no insanely intense people on this planet. There would be no causes, y'all, no causes at all. And so the fact that y'all bring that like depth of emotion, I'm like, well, it had to be for a reason. And so then when I realized like it was only for good, it was designed like that. She's supposed to be like that. So what do I need to learn from her? It,
Yeah.
you know, I went about it
It's
really
true.
different.
But I do agree that it is finding the people that are right for you. And yeah, if someone doesn't line up, but I think that's true of any personality, any Enneagram. Like if
Hmm.
people are not aligning with you, that's okay. We can like, I don't love the direction you're going, but I can wish you well on your journey, kind of a
Hmm.
thing,
Hmm.
you know?
I also will say I did 2 years of very intense therapy to kind of like I had one therapist that said, "Oh, your emotions have been amputated."
Ooh,
So I know. So basically, how this came up was I was like, "Can you explain emotional eating to me? I just don't understand why someone would eat an emotion. Like I feel sad, so I'm going to eat that. Like I don't understand what people are doing." And he said he had full permission to speak to me like this. He said, "Your emotions are too amputated to know if you were eating them anyways."
ooh,
Ouch. Brand new baby. My emotions were amputated and cut off by poor advice from doctors to my parents. No shame there at all. We have gone to the valley, the shadow of death, and back with my parents on this. We're all good. It's okay.
yeah, we've all healed
All
from
the
it.
therapy, we've all done all the therapy. They've apologized. They did the best they could. Literally, they were told by a doctor, like, "What do you do?" It was the 85, guys. It was 1985. It is what it
Right,
is.
right.
But I found that when people would have those, like what I would call crazy intense emotions, okay, they're crying.
Yeah,
I would go sideways and I couldn't handle it. Well, it really wasn't their problem. It really was that didn't have my emotions attached like that. And my nervous system, like, yeah, I didn't know what to do with that because I'd
right.
shut those off to survive. She wasn't bad. This cohort that I was in, this girl had a lot of emotions like that. She's for sure a four. Well, I mean, I know she's a four. We actually talked about it.
Right.
It wasn't her fault she was having those emotions. It wasn't my fault that I couldn't handle them. And what I will tell you though, she was really good to me because I would always say like, oh my gosh, I felt bad. I would feel bad that I couldn't handle it. she gave me a lot of grace, figuring out how to work with her amount of emotions. And then I obviously gave her a lot of grace and space so she could have all of her emotions. So we could both grow in this program we're in.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it's about for sure.
I know. Oh my gosh. I love it when you come here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I love it so much. Fours are, healthy fours are hard to find. And I think it's because I think there's not a lot of fours in general. I think they're a little bit more rare. Y'all are rare, which
Well,
I know y'all love.
really good, right?
Y'all love being rare. Y'all are rare, so y'all love being rare. I know y'all love being rare. Y'all are rare, first of all, and I think that healthy fours are harder to find because I think they get shamed so much. They're not allowed. Like you have to find a four that's been given the space to like be themselves and to grow and to become healthy and mature.
Right. And I'm still navigating that. Like I'm learning a lot because I was shamed hardcore for being so emotional. I was
Yeah.
told I was dramatic. I was told to go eat something. You're just being dramatic, go eat something. Like my mom always shut down my feelings
She
all
told
the
you to
time.
go eat your emotions?
Basically.
That's a
Like
whole
it's a miracle
different.
I'm not obese. You know what I mean? Like I with all the
Yes.
things I had going on and she fed us junk our whole lives. Like I should be grateful for the body I
You
have.
should email your therapist. We need to, don't forget, we should touch that topic. That's a whole thing.
And there's on so many things, yes.
Girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
yeah, so I'm still working through some of the shame around that, but it has
yeah.
been beautiful that because my parents won't go, and my mom for sure. I just asked her recently again, like, can you please just go to therapy? And she will not. And so I'm a little bit tired of like me doing all the work to heal
Hmm.
myself. But
Yeah.
but
But
thankfully I have other friends in my life who are like holding that space for me to help
yeah.
me heal through that. So
Yeah.
another
And it's
plug
just,
for find your people.
yeah, sometimes it sucks. I remember a friend and I going like, why do we have to be the ones with the toolbox with all the tools?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's hard.
But there's a Bible verse about that, right? Like too much who is, you know that
Much is
one.
given, much is required.
Bum, 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 bum. We've got all the tools and also we're required to use them. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it when my brothers are like, you're the one with all the tools. This is your job to figure, like, yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Then I don't want to today. I just want to be irrational and ridiculous like the rest of you.
Mm. Cool, cool, cool.
Famous last words to people like us, but you're the one with all the tools. Great.
Yeah. But you could get some. You could.
You can, I purchased these tools.
Yeah. I learned them. I didn't
Oh
know.
my That's actually funny. My brothers are diesel mechanics, so they probably have $100,000. I'm saying that they probably have $500,000 for all I know in tools, and there's our physical tools, and I probably have over $500,000 as well in emotional life tools
Emotional tools.
that
Yes.
I
Yeah.
have purchased as well.
Yeah.
We are.
I also bought them and I
I
learned them. Yeah.
I also did buy them and learned how to use them
And you
correctly.
did
That's
too.
funny.
Yeah.
And we actually got crazy lucky. We have two parents who, you know. Like we may not always, not everybody gets the right parents. I get that, but like we really did get parents that God was like, okay, I've got these three champions. They're gonna need a lot of work. It's gonna be rough. You're gonna hit your head against the wall a lot, but here you go. So that's what my parents got, and they did a great job.
I love it. Very cool.
So they have three kids who love expensive tools.
Good. Boy.
There we go. But oh my gosh, you guys, thank you again, Annie, for coming back. Thank you everybody for listening. I don't know if y'all are not catching the trend here. You need to figure out your real Enneagram type. Don't always believe the test. Do not let somebody else tell you your Enneagram type
Nope.
unless they are insanely wildly scaled. It's what they do for a living. And then they help you kind of like find your type and guide you to that. Make sure you keep listening. So we had fours with Annie today. We've got threes coming up, and we'll finish, of course, next week with our twos and our ones. And I'm so excited for it. I am really excited for the Enneagram series we're going to do late next spring in season 3. I'll let you know, we're going to talk about Enneagrams in business and how they show up with their various types. I know it's gonna be so fun. I'm probably just building out my book. Like, let's be real.
Yeah, you are.
Probably
Good.
just building out the chapters of my books with these different series. So we're gonna have that coming up in the spring. So you got to keep, which is why you want to subscribe and like and follow and leave 5 stars and leave an awesome review and do all of those things that I always forget to tell people to do, as Annie knows. You can find Annie and I on Instagram. You can also find Annie on her podcast. Head to the show notes. All of the things are there. Thank you again for jumping on this journey. And remember, if either you are a 4 or you know and love a 4, take all of this stuff and just love them right where they're at.
Yes, just love them.
Love them well and give them space to have all of their emotions and know that no matter what, they're always okay with you. So thank you everybody for listening, and we will talk with you all next time. Bye. Thanks for listening to All Things Excellence. If something landed with you today, I'd love for you to follow the show, share it with a friend, or leave a quick review. It helps more women find these transformational conversations. And if you're ready for support with your next step, or needing someone to stand in the gap with you to figure out what that even is, I'd love to create that space for you. And my intro clarity call is a great place to start, because life is too quick and too full to have to figure it out alone. Until next time, All Things Excellence fam, thank you for listening.